What's going on, everybody? Excuse the mess. This is just my very brief basement studio, kind of where I've been filming everything. Quick video on my Speedsoft Loadout. I know everyone's just been asking about that for the longest time. I have a few things that I've just been kind of running, switching back and forth over the past year. Now I have a full-fledged Speedsoft Loadout that I use for tournaments, sometimes rec play, and sometimes even at speed night. So that's most important for me. Gonna go a little bit of detail about everything that includes my rifles, the pistols, the gear cases, and everything else in between. And hopefully this might inspire you guys along the way. So let's get right to it.
I don't know how to say it.
First and foremost, you guys have already seen this HK Army bag. I basically did a what's in my gear bag loadout kind of video last weekend. It's a very basic HK Army bag that you can purchase on Amazon. They're very popular in the speed scene right now. I've seen almost everyone running them in SoCal and NorCal. They are just basic duffel bags that are typically used for paintball that you can purchase for about $100 to $150. But this holds everything that I need. If you haven't seen my previous video, this is just kind of all my stuff that I have in here that I need to kind of just run. And I feel like I really don't need to just kind of go over all of this again. So please check out the other video. Now, you guys have seen my Speedsoft belt that I've been running ever since I first started playing Speedsoft more competitively. I really love the belt, but there have been at least 3 different belts that I've used over this past year and a half now. Ever since I played at Rhode Island in 2022, I have used the Speedsoft belt, I've used the HK Army belt, and I've used the newest one that just came out, Neppro. And I know some of you guys have been asking, what is Neppro? So basically half of the Speedsoft guys had just moved on and formed their own brand called Neppro. They're all based out of Spain. Speedsoft is still running. I think they're doing their own thing, but I went ahead and I started working with those guys because some of them were the ones that were with me from the very beginning. Very nice, newer gear, and of course, less restrictions on the creative side of things. So that way they're able to make more. I mean, I don't need this anymore. Now that I have my current Neppro belt, as you see here, this is just what I've been running over the past 6 months, and I completely love it. Not only do they do stuff for Speedsoft gear, but they are also working in the Milsim side of things and paintball. So if you guys are interested in looking at that, their shipping is fast, where they use UPS and it gets there within about a week or 2, probably even less than 2 weeks. It is such a nice belt, such good quality. The mag pouches, you know, they're gonna be tight, EPM ones at the bottom here. Kind of looks like an old Death HQ belt, but it gives you the options to kind of run however many mag pouches that you want. So right here I have 4. Usually that's the standard for a lot of tournaments out here like SpeedQB, CSL, or whatever. You really don't need that much, honestly. And if you have more and you're not a bag player, I don't know what you're doing. You can run 4 and 4, 3 and 2, or even like 4, 4, 4, whatever you want, whatever you can get in here to fit. It is gonna be endless with the amount of options that you can have. Of course, I have my patches up here. It's the old SpeedQB Velcro panel that I have here that kind of lets me put my patches on here, and I can remove it anytime I want. It does have a whole Velcro panel on itself attached to the actual belt, is that it does provide a little bit of support for your back, especially if you're an older player, like in your late 20s, early 30s, like myself. This is gonna be a lot of help for your lower back and a lot of support, especially if you're a front or mid player. Yeah, this is the way to go. I still gotta do a review on all of the Neppro stuff that they sent me, and I appreciate them very much. I promise I'll get that video out to you guys soon. Another quick thing that I did mention were the jerseys. I don't see too many people talking about their jerseys, especially for their loadouts, or even go too much in depth with it. I have played for multiple teams over the past 2 years now. I'm no longer on any team in NorCal. I've just joined the HSA boys. They're pretty much all over the country at this time because we have some people from the East Coast, Midwest, even SoCal, and now NorCal, which is myself. Can't get enough of them, and they want what I want, which is basically playing with the boys and having fun. That's it. Airsoft competitive shouldn't be that serious unless there's money behind it, but even then, come on, man, we're a grown-ass man playing with toy guns. Sometimes you guys let that ego get to your head too much. I mean, you're not that good. Who are you, bro? I played with the boys over there in New York Insomnia when I was playing at EA Fest back in 2022. They got me my own official jersey, and I really appreciate them for hooking me up with one. It is a carbon jersey with my number 11, and my YouTube handle, Anthony. It's pretty thin, but it's very durable at the same time. I don't have an HSA jersey just yet. That's coming along soon, so we're getting that all situated for the boys this year. With that being said, for the NSL season, I am playing with my old crew, DVS. We worked together. We got jerseys for everyone who was playing for the season. I have a newer carbon jersey. It's very comfortable to use. It's got my actual last name. I think the NSL season, you have to be a little bit more official. It's got my number on the back, number 11. And of course, we have to have the numbers on the side of the arms there. I kind of like this Northern California Bear logo. I am not affiliated with any of their team sponsors in any way, aside from Neppro, but it's my own blank canvas that I can apply my own current sponsors on. So appreciate Andy for doing that. For the field themselves, sometimes I do wear HK Army joggers, the paintball joggers, but the only issue I've had with those were the fact that they don't really last too much on concrete. So if you're, forward or mid player or whatever, or if you're trying to slide into bunkers for speed night, they don't really last that long. So I've had that issue. I have this current pair of HK Army pants that I use regularly for speed night and rec play. It's been nothing but cool. It's pretty slim. It's very comfortable. And it does fairly well with concrete with minimal tear. And it's only the first layer. There are multiple layers on these pants. This pair in particular was 160. I mean, they're good for a reason. I like to wear something like basketball shoes or something. These are a pair of James Harden's, just got on Amazon for hella cheap. Find some basketball shoes that really work, especially if you're playing an all day tournament or all weekend type of league. NSL is gonna get you tired as hell. So 2 days out of the entire weekend of just tournaments, you're gonna need a little bit of support for that. This is what I use, this is what I enjoy. It provides the support. I don't feel tired, I don't feel sore. And it's just something that kind of helps me do what I need to do out there on the field. Unless it's something for like speed night and I need something quick, then of course I wear my pair of Vans or my Nike Janowskis, some skate shoes, can't go wrong with those. But if you need some more support, basketball shoes are the way to go. Mask, because you guys keep asking me. God, you guys are bugging. I have 2 different masks for the occasional league or whatever I need to do. JT ProFlex has been great. It's definitely one of the things that kind of helped me make those loud call outs. It's breathable, it doesn't fog up. I wear contacts and I used to wear glasses, but glasses were no issue when I was wearing these back then. The NorCal scene made it the wave for these JT ProFlexes, and now you see them all over the country, which is crazy. I do want to give credit where credit is due. Chris Soares and his uncle Alan from Static and all those guys out there from Savage have definitely paved the way for this trend to appear in the airsoft speed scene. So NorCal at it again. I only use this mask for the NSL. Unfortunately, this season and last season, they didn't allow GoPros, which is to me kind of odd. You would think that you would want somebody to kind of help promote your league a little bit more with all the content that's out there. But they claim it's toxicity. I feel like there's more reasoning behind that. And to be real, you can't just apply what you see in the European community and apply that to other countries like America. America is so much bigger. Either way, and this is what I currently use for the NSL. It's light, it's breathable. I mean, if it wasn't for this really floppy top portion of the mask right here, I'd be wearing it with my GoPro all the time, but that's why I don't wear it as much as I do. For my actual mask that I am wearing for a lot of rec games or whatever I need to do to record, I use this carbon paintball mask. It's got the same flexibility as the JT as you see here, but it's a little bit more durable, coming in at about $150 to about $200 depending on what time of the year you get it, because carbon paintball does have a lot of sales. So I was able to cop this during the Black Friday sale at $150. I did change the lens off from a previous carbon mask that I had to a little bit more of a clearer one, but still provides some shade when I'm out there on the outdoor field or whatever that might be. A lot of breathability, no concerns with if you are someone who wears glasses, you should be able to wear that comfortably, I guess depending on the shape of your face or whatever, but I've had no issues. I will say, if you leave this mask out anywhere and you have objects or clothes on top of it, it will fold and mold into the shape that it is in. So that's something that you want to be careful about, because if you do leave that, it's gonna just stay folded like that. And you're gonna have a weird time just trying to reshape the mask to where it was before. So take care of your stuff. My carbon build that I've been running for the past year now, currently running a Fusion engine. I have a 128mm carbon upper barrel in blue, of course. Definitely the newer front and back body pins, as well as the mag release that AirTac Customs had just released, as well as the carbon tracer that was in collaboration with Ace Tech. Basically just a brighter C with a different end cap. But the only gripe that I have with it are these 3 screws that you have to unscrew each time to go ahead and take off the top and charge this thing. So that's the only way you'll be able to charge it, is if you take off the top. That's the only way you'll be able to charge it, unfortunately, but otherwise it is a very good tracer. It's got that 2-tone look, like that old video game from Primal Rage, that old vertical character. That's what I was kind of going for. Of course, last but not least, I got the Vendetta aluminum grip. Needed something a little bit durable, and it has a very thin dimension to it, because I can just wrap around my entire hand easily and it feels like a paintball marker. It's got all the durability with a tiny amount of space, which is my only gripe. For how durable it is, I just let that pass. It does only fit the Polestar Micro Regs Gen 2, so that's something to keep in mind. But the durability, the quality, I mean, that's more than what I can say for some of these current grips that are out there in the market today. This entire build was about $1,100 to $1,300 altogether. I honestly can't remember all of the parts that I've taken out and put into it. I keep switching in and parts all the time when I need to, but overall it gets the job done, and that's all that matters for me. Of course, I got the ARC Air Sports rifle. This is a one-of-a-kind mechanical rifle. Some people say it's a glorified Carthera build, but honestly, it does the job for what you need it to do. A lot of the parts are proprietary. I've been running this for about 2 weeks now. I am gonna come out with a review for it soon. It's just get up and go. All you gotta do is just plug in the tank at the back, no LiPo battery needed whatsoever, and it's all set to go. This is most likely gonna start being my primary build at this time for when I go out there for tournaments and speed night. I just wanna get into that mechanical feel a little bit more. I mean, hey, so far so good. And for this last build, I can't get enough of it. It is the Heretic Labs Article 1 collaboration with SpeedQB. Now, if you want something that's a pre-build and you want something that actually works and shoots lasers, this is the build to go. Doesn't have to be specifically the SpeedQB collaboration, but the Article 1 from Heretic Labs, they know what they're doing. The cheapest one out there on the market right now is about $800. There are too many pre-builds out there that are costing way more than they should be. Any build that's over $1,300, that's a pre-build, you're probably getting ripped off. The only reason why I took up on this build was because it is MTW spec, and I am gonna be using this build for Battle for LA. And not in the way you think. I am actually gonna remove the grip. I am gonna install a new rail, which I actually have right here. So this rail is gonna go on top of that, just like that. And I am gonna get a Wraith for the back here and run a 13 CI tank just to kind of run, or maybe just a few 12-gram CO2 bottles. Kind of depends on how it is. I still got like a month before we go out there on the field. I can't wait to run this, give you guys a my honest review on it. It's gonna be awesome. And this is the pistol I've been running for a lot of speed nights, a lot of rec games. You guys have seen me build this. I have a video out for it right now. And I've done a lot to it so far, but basically a majority of the upper here on this slide is all Dr. Black. This was built on the base of a TM43 that I got over the summer. It was just an all black 4.3 that I just thought I was gonna make a sleeper build out of until I saw Dr. Black stuff. So I just wanted to make it out to what you see right now. The TLR1 end cap here at the front and the switch color, you can both purchase these at Airsoft Megastore. You can both purchase these at Airsoft Gateway. They're a little store that's based out of SoCal. They have a lot of custom end caps here and a lot of custom colored switches for your TLR, specifically for the HL version. Like I had to go out and buy the HL specifically for these nice end caps here. Oh, and then the color lens that you see, they also sell those too, which is BB proof. So 10 to 15 bucks at Airsoft Gateway. I think it was worth it. The whole build I think is close to $800, but that was just over time. But I did get help from my friends over at Blowback Masters, and also be sure to use code TATER for 5% off if you do end up shopping and making a build just like mine. So I got the stipple grip from Capa Customs, the Magwell's 5KU that I purchased from like a few years ago over at eBike's website. Watch that video if you haven't. Goes into more detail about this pistol. I did want to talk a little bit about the tracers that I use because I have gotten at least 3 different tracers. If you want something that's budget friendly, of course, T238, $30 compact tracer. With the longevity of its lifespan, I'm not really sure. Some people claim that they've only run it for about 2 months or so. I've had mine, it still works, but the only thing that I had gripes about were the front cap and the back end threads here, which are made of plastic. They don't last as long as they should, and they do get shot out. So it's something to consider if you do end up getting a budget tracer like this. 30 bucks, can't go wrong. Might last you 6 months, might last you a year, might last you even more, or maybe less. Of course, the 8-sec Pride of Siege usually go for about $50 now, $50 to $60 depending on where you get it from. No issues with this one. I actually had this for about 2 years now. This has been around since I first had my Jack HPA build from like 2 years ago. When I got COVID and everything, I needed something to do, so I built that. And then this was the same tracer that I had inside that rail there from Mac Airsoft. It doesn't light as well as it does anymore, but that's honestly good for something that's been around for about 2 years. Usually these things kind of last for about a year or just a little bit more. That's what I'm running with all my builds, of course. Last but not least, this one's actually pretty cool. This is from a little company known as eShooter. It is another compact tracer. This one goes for about $130, but it is on sale right now for $100. It's a compact tracer with the same capabilities as an Ace-Tech Bifrost, where it shoots different colors, different flares of whatever you want, and it comes with its own app. Also does chrono and change the color to whatever you want. And you see that it shows you all the different colors that you can do. What does green look like? And you can just do whatever you want. This thing is honestly pretty amazing. It actually has buttons at the back so that way you can turn it on and off without having to rely on the automatic turn off function that a lot of tracers currently have right now. I mean, you see that they're still on right now. You also have other options for how big you want the flare to be. You can do it as small as like a 1, 5 or whatever it does. It's giving me the whole rainbow mode. So it shoots like green, blue, pink, red. Whenever you're on the field, it'll shoot a different color as it currently cycles through the entire rainbow variety, that maximum amount of effect on the field. I'm gonna do a review on this within a week or so once I test it out on the field this upcoming weekend, but don't sleep on this one. This one's actually pretty cool, the E-Shooter. With longevity, I don't know how long it lasts. That's something I'll have to figure out within the next month or so. I'll get back to you guys with an update after the initial review. But yeah, this one is pretty dope for what it is. Camera bag that I typically run. I mean, you can honestly find this on Amazon for about 20, 15 bucks or whatever. Anything more, I mean, I honestly don't really need, but it holds everything that I need. The monitor, the lights and everything, the lenses. It can even fit a drone in here if I wanted to. You can customize the little pockets to whatever you want. Keeps all the batteries, keeps all the cables safe, keeps all my charging stuff. So whenever I know I'm about to film a little extra, if I end up going to CQB City and then Sac County for speed night later that same day, I will bring this entirety with me. It holds my other cameras. I got like a run cam if I end up going to game pod and I run sniper or like a rifle. There, I have my GoPro 11 that I've been running for the past years. If this lens does break, you can always purchase another one and then just replace it. That's what I like about it. Unfortunately, when I take this out in the field, I have to cover this up with a little bit of plastic, Dremel plastic. I forgot what it's called, but it's like Dremel plastic that's protecting this front here so it doesn't get shot out. So this GoPro is one of the best ones right now to use for all your airsoft content needs. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up now before the rains ruins my entire studio. But if you guys have any questions, concerns, feel free to follow up with me on the comment section or even Instagram. I'll try to get back to you guys as best I can. But other than that, you guys stay safe out there and have a good one.